What's up guys, and welcome to the first episode of Career Mode, the restart of course. If you're a fan of my Manager Mode series, unfortunately it seemed to corrupt and it just broke, so really sorry, because I know that everyone enjoyed that, and unfortunately it just died on me and there was nothing I could do. I know a few people said try the auto saves, but you know, as expected, they were the Fabio Lombardi saves, not the Manager Mode save, so I couldn't get back to that save. I deleted it and promised I would start again the next week, which is of course Monday, which is today, so hello. Yeah, and I also asked you guys to give me some team suggestions, and I would pick whichever team had a top rated comment when I came back to the video. The top rated comment was Ajax, and I tried Ajax and I didn't enjoy it. And then I realised something: if I'm not enjoying it, you guys aren't going to enjoy it. And that is true, you know, that is true, and I don't think anyone can deny that, you know. I always seem to find that if the video maker isn't enjoying the series, then, you know, the audience won't enjoy it either, so I know that you guys will probably be a little bit pissed off that I decided to ignore your suggestions, but at the end of the day, I tried Ajax, I made the first couple of episodes, and I just was not enjoying it. I've always said I am never going to put videos out which I don't think I've done enough work on and have enjoyed them myself, so I decided to scrap the Ajax series, and I decided to start with Blackburn in the Empower Championship. Now the reason being is because I think it's always best to go with your country of origin to begin with, to sort of keep it a little bit more realistic, and you know, the Empower Championship, it's not like a top league, obviously it's a second sort of division in England. Yeah, that's right. So, you know, it should be fine. I'm sure you guys don't mind, but yeah, that's the reason I went to Blackburn as opposed to starting at Ajax, because I just thought, you know, I'm not going to enjoy it. If I'm not going to enjoy it, you guys aren't going to enjoy it. And I was going to start at Millwall, but to be honest, Fabio Lombardi's currently at Millwall on loan, and there's no way I'm having two Millwall careers on this channel at one time, because that is just ridiculous bias, of course, me being a Millwall fan. But of course, I start the episode off here. The first signing I was looking to buy was that Atif play. He's 29 years old. He's got 4-star skills, and the most important stat for me is the stamina stat, being 91, and of course he's got a high attacking and defensive work rate, which I absolutely love. It's one of those really little trivial things, but when I see a player's got high attacking and defensive work rate, I just fucking love the guy. So I was very pleased to see Al Shabab, is that the right pronunciation there, accept the transfer offer of 1.4 million, and he's barely going to cost me any money on the wages, so I was pretty pleased to see that come in. And you know, he looks like he could be a really decent player for me. He's only got a few more years left at the top flight, but I think he can do a pretty decent job for me. So Stoke also accept the bid for Ryan Shotton at 450 grand. I of course had him at Brighton in my last Manager Mode series. He was really good, and he's of course got the giant throw-in trait, which I absolutely love. And yeah, I'll try and sign him. And Atif becomes the first signing of this new Career Mode series, so I think he's going to be a really decent player. You know, the 4-star skills and the high stamina and work rate for both attacking and defensive should be really good in my opinion. And Shotton comes in. I've said before, he's a really good utility player, and I think he'll be a pretty decent sign. Of course, the giant throw-in trait as well, which I love. And I'm going to try and make sure I don't sort of, you know, sign every single player I had in my Brighton and Spurs Career Mode, but I am of course going to sign a few players that I did have, because, you know, I know they're good enough players and it's not going to be guesswork, you know. So Shotton and Atif become my first two signings. Absolutely delighted about that. And here we see we sell a player in Diogo Rosado to Leeds. They haven't really got a big squad, Blackburn, you know, so I think now I'm definitely going to have to make sure I try and sign some backup players, maybe in a free agents or loan list, but they haven't got the biggest of sides, but I don't really feel the need to have, like, you know, 40 players, but I do want to make sure I've got enough cover in every single position. But scouting is of course something I wasn't very good at in the last Manager Mode series, but I'm going to try my best to make sure I pick up a few better players than I did last year. And I signed this guy here, freestyle and experience and judgment. Blackburn, I think they had a starting transfer budget of 5 million, and I really don't want to spend all my money on a top class scout, but I think an average scout like that, free for experience and judgment out of 5-star, I think that's going to be perfectly fine. I'm pretty sure I can find me some decent youngsters. So I send Simon Martin out to scout England and hopefully try and pick up a few good young players. So yeah, I'll definitely do my best to try and make sure I pick up some better players. But here's hoping. I'm not going to spend all my money on scouting, but I'm certainly going to try a lot better than I did last time. But Gael Give is off to Aston Villa. Now, Gael Give is a player I really don't like because he's only 5'11", and I really don't like small centre backs. I know that's not really small, but it's not tall. I like my centre backs to have a bit of height on them. And Gael Give, 30 years old, coming to the end of his career, I really don't think he's ever going to get into my side. So to go to Aston Villa is fine, but of course I would need to replace him because he was one of the first choice centre backs at Blackburn, and I was going to go in for Lewis Dunk, but like I said before, I really don't want to sign every single player I had in the last Manager Mode series and have pretty much a carbon copy of the team I had in the last Manager Mode series. So I decided to go in for Kurt Zouma. He's only 17, he's 73 rated already, he's 6'3", and he's pretty quick, and I think £4 million plus Jake Keane, a goalkeeper that just doesn't want to piss off. As you can see here, he turns down another team. I think the first one was Barnet and this time it was Morecambe. 4 million is a lot of money. It's pretty much my entire budget, but at the end of the day, I really do want to have a good sort of long-term centre-back, and I think Kurt Zouma could grow to at least an 84, 85 rated player, and I think he's going to be an animal when he gets to like 25 years old. So Kurt Zouma is someone I'm definitely going to try and have for the long-term future. But the first pre-season game, I show all 3 pre-season games, and this one is a pretty long episode, 11 minutes and 17 seconds. Look at that in the bottom right. Your club are currently ranked first in support your club. Millwall, yay. I've got no idea what that means, so that was nice to see. But this is a game of 2 halves. In the first half, it was all Blackburn, but unfortunately in the second half, it was all Hearts. They really did dominate. Paul Robinson made some good saves, but Grant Hanley gives the ball away here, and John Sutton gives Hearts the lead. Just 67 minutes in with just 23 minutes to go. Hearts took the lead, and in injury time, we managed to rescue a draw. I was pretty pleased with this, to be honest, because the second half was all Hearts. Paul Robinson made some good saves to keep us in the game, but Teeth's shot here was well saved by the goalkeeper McDonald, and there is Dixon Atuhu. What a strike that was by Atuhu to make it 1-1. So I rescued a draw. It wasn't a great game at Ewood Park, but I'll take it, and hopefully do better in the other 2 pre-season games. But Kurt Zouma said he wanted to get a bigger club role, I think it was. I think I offered him important first team status, which seems perfectly fine, but I gave him crucial first team status in the hope he would accept that, because that's the highest you can go. He can't say he wants more than that. But transfer offer comes in for Jake Keane, and the reason I reject this one is just because I didn't want it to bug out, because obviously I was sort of exchanging him with Kurt Zouma, and I was worried that if he for some reason wants to go to Barnet, it would sort of stop the deal with Kurt Zouma, so I rejected that one. But Zouma does accept the contract, so a £4 million bid. It's a lot of money, but to be honest, I think he's going to be worth every penny, because he seems like he's going to be a quality centre-back. I didn't have him in the last Manager Mode, but I reckon he's going to be really good. But the next game is away in, I think it's California, San Jose are at California. I think it's the west coast of America. That was a second pre-season friendly, and Josh King scores this really nice goal here. Fake shots past Hernandez and rifles the ball into the top corner. That's a lovely strike by the Norwegian, who I think is on loan from Manchester United. He was already in when I joined, and I think he's on loan. I'm not sure it's a permanent deal. But it's a great strike regardless from King, and he's got this really nice counter-attack here. Colin Kazim, or Kazim Richards, I think he's known as now, finds the ball here, plays the ball into Rachina. He gets the ball back, crosses the ball in, and Jordan Rhodes, he is a great player when it comes to finding his way into the opponent's 6-yard box. It's a simple header, and it's San Jose Earthquakes 0, Blackburn 2, and that's how the game finished. So I was really pleased to get a first win in pre-season. Of course, the first was a draw, but decided to go in for Andros Townsend here. He wasn't actually on the loan list, but I thought, you know what, I'm pretty sure Spurs don't have him as a first team player, so if I can get him on loan, I will be perfectly satisfied with that. So I requested a loan. Wasn't too hopeful, but I thought I'd do it regardless. And Michel Weiser, I did of course have him at Brighton in my last Manager Mode series, and he seems like a perfectly fine player to play as a backup winger and sit on my bench and come on and inject a little bit of pace if I ever need him. But the final pre-season game is against Shrewsbury Town of, I think they're League 2, might be League 1, but I thought this would be a pretty easy game, to be honest, and not to spoil it, but it was a really easy game. They were really poor defensively, and I found it really easy here. Jordan Rhodes got us underway just quarter of an hour in, lovely fake shot round defender, and a lovely finish from the Scotsman past the goalkeeper who didn't even move. to make it 1-0 to Blackburn. And Paul Robinson makes this awesome double save here. He's only rated 74 now, which is quite surprising for an experienced, good goalkeeper. But he makes a lovely double save here to deny the Shrewsbury attack. And just before half-time, we managed to make it 2-0. Another great counter-attack from Blackburn. They seem like they're really good on the counter-attack. Jordan Rose to Josh King here. What a dummy to get round Gale. Plays the ball away to Kazim Richards on loan from Fenerbahce, I think it is. It's a great strike regardless. Past the goalkeeper to make it 2-0. And we go ahead and make it 3-0 with just a few minutes to go. Jordan Rhodes here gets his second goal in the game. I think he's going to be a great striker. Definitely going to be one of the top scorers this season. So a lovely strike with his left foot past the goalkeeper to make it 3-0. That's how the game finishes. And yeah, it's good to get 2 pre-season wins and 1 draw to stay unbeaten for all 3 pre-season games. In my opinion, is really important to get some confidence going in to the start of the season. But I was really pleased to see Andros Townsend did indeed sign on loan from Spurs, so I can't wait to play with Mr. Skinham Towns and Michelle Weiser as well. But the first article here is Bruno Ribeiro to go into Derby County. I really don't think I'm ever going to use him, so I'm perfectly fine getting a little bit of money for him, who's coming towards the end of his career. But yeah, both Townsend and Weiser accept the deal, so absolutely delighted to get 2 quick young wingers in on loan. So maybe I'm trying to pick Townsend up on a permanent transfer in the summer. But as always, guys, a big thank you for watching the first episode of Career Mode. Really hope you enjoyed it. Really hope you're glad that I've gone to Blackburn to start this series off. And yeah, I'll see you for the next episode very soon.